Ever felt like your team is talking, but no one's really communicating? Deadlines slip, meetings drag on, and small gaps turn into big problems. Frustrating, right? Well, this podcast helps you fix exactly that. Today, we'll dive into practical steps to improve workplace communication, from opening the right channels to active listening to building trust. Stay tuned, because better communication could be the game changer your workplace needs. So let's start.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping straight into something that feels basic but honestly causes so many problems. Workplace communication. We've all been there, right? A tiny misunderstanding just snowballs. Suddenly, deadlines are missed, teamwork breaks down, and everyone's just, frustrated.
Absolutely. It's actually quite striking.
Yeah.
Productivity often tanks, not because people aren't trying hard enough, but because the information flow is just broken.
Yeah, exactly. So our mission today for you is to figure out why it breaks down and, more importantly, dig into some really practical step-by-step fixes from the sources we looked at.
Think of it as a shortcut, really, getting past the obvious stuff to insights you can actually use.
Okay, let's unpack this then, because to fix it, we need to get why communication goes wrong in the first place.
Right.
And the sources show some, pretty common pitfalls, things I think you'll probably recognize. First up, and this one feels almost too simple, but it's huge, unclear instructions.
Ah, yes. The classic.
Managers know what they mean, but they kind of assume everyone else does too. It's like that curse of knowledge thing. Key details just get missed.
And people are left guessing, which, leads to errors. It's not trivial either. Our sources actually point to something like 30% of project rework stemming directly from fuzzy instructions at the start.
30%. Wow.
Yeah. Think about the wasted time, the cost, but also it really chips away at morale. If you're constantly fixing mistakes because you weren't clear on the goal, you start doubting things.
I can see that. Okay, then there's the flip side, maybe. Our sort of over-reliance on digital communication, emails, Slack, Teams. It feels fast, efficient.
It feels efficient, yes, but what gets lost? Nuance, tone, body language, all those nonverbal cues that are, frankly, essential for complex stuff.
Like feedback or brainstorming.
Exactly. Trying to handle sensitive feedback or a complex negotiation purely over text. It's a recipe for misunderstanding. One study we saw noted virtual teams using mostly text had 15% more conflict just from misinterpretations.
15%, that's significant.
It really is. You lose the texture of the conversation.
Okay, and that connects to another big one, workplace silos. Where different departments are basically operating in separate universes.
Oh, definitely. Marketing doesn't know what sales is doing.
Yeah.
Engineering isn't looped into customer feedback, that kind of thing.
And information just doesn't cross over. People end up working in isolation, maybe even duplicating effort.
Worse than that, it stifles innovation. Those aha moments often happen when ideas from different areas collide. Silos prevent that entirely. It's not always intentional malice either. Sometimes it's about perceived competition or just inertia.
Right, just the way things have always been done.
It creates this reinforcing loop of us versus them, even subtly.
And the last major problem area, and this one's a bit more sensitive, it's when employees don't feel safe speaking up.
Yeah, this is critical psychological safety.
They might be afraid of looking stupid or getting shot down, or maybe they've seen it happen to others, so they just stay quiet.
And when that happens, vital information gets buried. People might see a problem looming, a potential disaster even, but if they don't feel safe raising the alarm.
It just grows until it blows up.
Precisely. It's the belief you can offer ideas, ask questions, admit mistakes without fear of being punished or humiliated. Without it, you're flying blind on potential risks and missing out on potential breakthroughs. It kills progress silently.
So you put all that together, unclear instructions, too much reliance on text, these silos, this fear. It's no wonder productivity tanks. People just don't have what they need when they need it, or they're afraid to ask or share.
Spot on.
Okay, but we're not just here to list problems. Let's get into the solutions. The exciting part. How do we actually fix this stuff? Your sources laid out 5 key fixes.
Right, actionable steps.
Okay, fix #1. Create open channels. This sounds like more meetings. Or just being clear about how we communicate.
Both, really. It's about being intentional, not just relying on email for everything. Think regular team check-ins, maybe quick daily stand-ups for sync-ups, and weekly meetings for bigger picture stuff.
Using tools like Slack or Teams too, I guess.
Yes, but strategically. The goal isn't overload, it's clarity, making sure important info doesn't get lost in the noise. What's interesting is how some sources suggest a communication matrix,
Okay, what's that?
basically defining which channel is best for which type of message. Urgent stuff, maybe a specific chat group, complex project docs, a shared platform, sensitive feedback. Always face-to-face or video, it moves communication from reactive to proactive.
Ah, so it's about matching the channel to the message, not just more channels, but smarter channels.
Exactly. And having clear etiquette for each one, setting expectations, strict agendas for meetings maybe so they don't just drag on.
That makes sense. Avoids the meeting fatigue. Okay, fix #2. Encourage active listening. This feels crucial. Communication isn't a one-way street.
Absolute fundamental. It's not just waiting for your turn to talk. It's paying attention, not interrupting.
And maybe repeating back key points just to confirm you've got it right.
Yes, that's part of it. But also things like empathic listening, trying to understand the feeling or intention behind the words, not just the words themselves. That builds incredible trust.
And when people feel genuinely heard,
They're more engaged, more willing to contribute. It demonstrably reduces misunderstandings and conflict. There's actual data on this team's scoring high on active listening show about a 25% drop in project errors.
wow, okay. So better listening leads to fewer mistakes. Makes sense.
Directly. And boosts that psychological safety we talked about.
Right. Which brings us to fix #3. Build a culture of transparency. This sounds like it starts at the top.
It really has to. Leaders need to be open, sharing company goals, product updates, even the challenges the organization is facing.
Because when employees see that honesty,
They feel safer being open themselves. It reduces fear, cuts down on gossip and speculation because people actually know what's going on.
but isn't there a risk of like oversharing, causing panic if you share bad news?
That's a common fear, yes. But the sources suggest withholding information often breeds more distrust and speculation. The key is strategic transparency, sharing what's relevant and impactful, curated information, not just an information dump. Consistency is also vital. Mixed messages from different leaders. That undermines everything.
Got it. Strategic, consistent sharing. Okay. Fix #4. Provide feedback and training. Because let's face it, not everyone is a natural communicator.
Exactly. Some skills need to be learned. How to give feedback that's constructive, not destructive. How to write a clear, concise email. How to handle conflict professionally.
So companies should actually offer training on this stuff, like workshops.
Definitely. And not just generic stuff. Training on specific models, like the SBI situation, behavior impact framework for feedback, makes it less personal, more actionable.
SBI. Okay.
And crucially, feedback needs to be a two-way street. Managers to employees, yes, but also employees feeling empowered to give feedback upwards to managers.
That requires trust, going back to transparency and safety.
Absolutely. And the training shouldn't be a one-off lecture. It needs practice, maybe role-playing, ongoing coaching, embedded in the culture.
Right. Make it continuous. Okay. Final one. Fix #5. Respect different styles. This is acknowledging we're all wired differently, right?
Precisely. Some people love email, others need a face-to-face chat to really process things. Some are super direct, others more diplomatic.
And forcing everyone into one box just creates friction.
A lot of friction. Understanding and respecting these styles prevents so much unnecessary tension. Maybe even using simple tools like understanding basic DISC profiles or Myers-Briggs types within a team can help build that awareness.
So it's about adapting.
Yes, building what one source called an adaptive communication framework.
Yeah.
Empowering people to adjust their style based on who they're talking to, the situation, the message. Not just tolerating differences, but actively leveraging them.
How can a leader actually encourage that adaptation?
Have open conversations about it. Ask the team, how do you prefer to get urgent news? What's the best way to give you feedback? Making preferences explicit helps everyone adapt more effectively.
Makes sense, making the implicit explicit.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So let's quickly recap the 5 big fixes for you. First, create those open, purposeful channels. Second, really practice active, empathic listening. Third, leaders need to build that culture of strategic transparency. Fourth, provide real training and make feedback flow both ways. And fifth, respect and adapt to different communication styles. Get those working together and the sources are clear. You'll see fewer mistakes, much stronger teamwork, and just a better, more positive place to work.
Definitely a more productive one, too.
Yeah.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is, what stood out most? Perhaps it's just recognizing your own communication style as a starting point.
Yeah. How does knowing your style help you adapt to others?
Or maybe thinking, okay, which of these 5 fixes, now that we've added some data and frameworks, could make the biggest, quickest difference in your team, in your workplace right now?
Something to really mull over. Which small change could start that positive snowball effect?
Exactly. Food for thought.
Thanks for tuning in. If you found this podcast helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Better communication starts here. See you in the next episode.